Emmanuel Macron shed light on his plan to bring Britain back into the European Union in an impassioned speech at the University of Sorbonne, unearthed reports reveal. The latest round of Brexit trade talks between the UK and EU finished a day early this week, with significant differences still remaining between the two sides. This round of talks was the first to be held face-to-face since March because of the coronavirus pandemic. Sticking points include the so-called level playing field, to ensure businesses on one side do not have an unfair advantage over the other, fishing rules and the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland. Michel Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, blamed British intransigence and a refusal to engage in negotiations for the lack of progress in this week's round. Yesterday, Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, said during a press conference with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, "We want a deal but not at any price." Mrs. Merkel, whose country holds the presidency of the EU, also warned the bloc needed to be prepared for a no-deal exit. As tensions are set to rise in the incoming weeks and a no-deal Brexit is becoming more likely by the day, unearthed reports shed light on a plan devised by French President Emmanuel Macron in 2017, that would have seen Britain returning to a transformed Europe after Brexit. In an impassioned, hour-and-a-half-long speech at Paris' prestigious Sorbonne University 3 years ago, Mr. Macron outlined his vision for a profound transformation of the EU, unveiling a series of proposals to deepen the bloc politically and harmonise rules across the continent. Calling for a more effective, less bureaucratic EU, Mr. Macron said, "In a few years, if it so wishes, Britain could regain its place in the EU. The Europe that we know is too weak, too slow, too inefficient. But Europe alone can give us the ability to act in the world faced with big contemporary challenges." While he insisted that discussions on Brexit could not themselves define the future of Europe, he said, "In this revamped, simplified European Union I can't imagine that Britain could not find its place. The prospect would become all the more realistic," he argued, thanks to the creation of a group for European refoundation of willing EU member states that wish to forge ahead with greater integration.